3, 2, 1.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Alina Syakirah Binti Amli. Okay, so today my friends and I will be presenting on the topic coral reef degradation. Coral reef, which is also known as the rainforest of the sea, are large underwater structures that compose of the skeletons of colonial marine invertebrates called coral. There are many types of coral reef, but the three main types are fringing, atolls, and barrier. As we know, healthy coral reef supports commercial and subsistence fisheries, as well as jobs and businesses through tourism and recreation. They also protect coastlines from the damaging effect of wave action and tropical storms. They also provide habitats and shelter for marine organisms. Based on the report that we have made, it shows the percentage of the leaf coral cover population and the correlation between their health in Pulau Paya Marine Park that is located in Kedah. Unfortunately, despite all the advantages that came from coral reef population in the beaches of Malaysia are facing degradation due to man-made and natural phenomena. These are caused by the growing influx of tourists with extensive tourism activities that have resulted in reef damage and other problems such as pollution from the increased disposal sewage to the reef. Coral reef destruction can be defined as the degradation and the potential mass of death of ocean's corals, including climate change, declining water quality, overfishing, pollution, and unsustainable coastal development. They are being damaged at an increasing rate where it faces natural and anthropogenic stresses as they are under relentless stress from myriad global and local issues.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Syuhaili. I will present the causes of coral reef degradation. The first factor which contribute to coral reef degradation is unsustainable and excessive form of tourism such as uncontrolled construction, unethical business activities, increasing wastewater discharge and reckless tourists. Increased erosion, habitat loss, and garbage and wastewater outflow are among the human consequences related with tourism. This causes increased turbidity and drop the water quality, which can reduce the quantity of light available for coral growth and survival. In addition, when snorkelers or divers on boats, the corals get in touch with fins, hands, knees, boots, and make them injured, break, and may even die. Another main cause that is provided by the tourists is when someone is traveling, they will enjoy purchasing souvenirs, especially the handicraft such as shells, kitchen. As a result, it may disrupt the natural equilibrium marine life food web. The second factor is overfishing and destructive fishing methods. This refers to the fishermen which use the explosion of dynamite and cyanide and also trawling. The explosion might shatter the stony corals and kill marine life in the area, then affecting their habitat and population. In order to reach a fish hiding location, cyanide is injected into hole in the reef and corals are frequently broken off in the process. Furthermore, fishing nets frequently become tangled in reef, causing damage. The third factor is discharge and pollution originating from land. Industrial waste, household garbage, agriculture sources, and forestry inflict significant damage to coral reef. This makes the water column high turbidity, which preventing coral reef from catching the sunlight. It slows the growth of coral reef and makes them more susceptible to disease. The last factor is climate change. It is particularly the consequences of coral bleaching poses a significant threat to coral reef in long-term survival. This makes the algae are evacuated and the white coral skeleton may be seen through the translucent tissues of the coral. This causes the coral to appear bleached. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Siti Binti Bashri. I will be presenting about the impact of coral reef degradation on water composition, sea life and food web. First, coral reef degradation will increase the routine wave energy. Reef building species operate as a natural breakwater, reducing wave energy by an average of 97%. Every wave that struck the coastline with healthy coral reef beneath the region is still powerful for us, let alone imagining how powerful the impact of wave in the absence of coral reef. Next, there will be less oxygen in the ocean. Photosynthetic algae zooxanthellae live inside the coral and have a symbiotic interaction with the coral, produce oxygen for the ocean and living creatures on land, hence keeping all species and marine life alive. When dissolved oxygen is too low at a certain area in the ocean, it can cause large die-off of marine species that struggle to survive in the absence of oxygen. Coral reef degradation also affects sea life. About 25% marine life, which an estimate of 1 million species living in and around coral reef will lose their habitat. Marine life that sheltered, find food, reproduce, and protect their young around coral reef will have to find new home to survive. Next, there will be sharp decline in fish population as the coral reef have always been a home and source of food for fisheries. Research have stated that a 50% reduction in coral reef productivity over the last 13 years could result in a 30% decline in fisheries productivity. Moreover, the degradation of coral reef threatens our valuable source of pharmaceutical compounds. Scientists have discovered over 20,000 compounds in coral reef that could be used as medications, and the list is growing by over 1,000 compounds each year. Therefore, if coral reef degrade, the coral, microbes and marine life that have the potential to be our medical remedies for disease will also be lost. Looking at the food web, if coral degraded, butterfly fish, sea stars and sea slugs will lose their food source. However, each of them still has other food source such as zooplankton and tiny fishes for butterfly fish, plankton for sea slug and clams for sea stars. As coral polyps, the secondary consumer disintegrate, there will be an increase in population of zooplankton. This will result in a reduction in number of primary producer phytoplankton because they will be devoured by more zooplankton than usual. Furthermore, increase in the number of zooplankton will increase the number of clams, which may lead to a decrease in the number of algae. This shown that even little disruption in food web can have significant impact on coral reef and marine ecosystem food web.
For the data part, firstly, I will explain about the study area in Paya Island Marine Parks, which consists of 7 reef sites, namely as Banana Reef, Coral Garden, Kaca Island, Lembu Island, Segantang Bay, Anemone Garden, and Tire Reef. Next, I will explain about the method used in these studies as shown in the figure, and it is called the transect line. The method is conducted along 2 depth contours, 3 meter to 6 meter and 6 meter to 12 meter depth. A 100 meter transect line is deployed and along it 4 20 meter line are surveyed, each separated by 5 meter, which provide 4 replicates per transect. And it can collect 4 types of data: fish abundance, invertebrate abundance, substrate cover, and impact survey. A diver will then swim across the transect line and count the organisms like the live coral, dead corals, algae, and other fish or invertebrates within the 4 20 meter sections. Next, I will show the comparison of coral status percentage in 2019 and 2018 at Paya Island Marine Parks. In 2018, 80% of the coral status is in good condition and only 20% are in fair condition. In 2019, 20% are in excellent condition, 40% in good condition, and 40% in fair condition. The trend shows that some of the reef sites are experiencing coral degradation, where the reef sites that are in good condition goes down from 80% to 40% in a year. The fair condition of coral reef in Paya Islands are likely to be influenced by massive impacts of natural and anthropogenic disturbance. For the last part of the data, I will explain about the table above that shows the percentage cover of corals and other benthic communities at all reef sites in Paya Islands. The highest percentage of live corals was found on Banana Reef, while the lowest percentage was found on Taya Reef. By 34.5%, Kaccia Islands has the most algae coverage. Other invertebrates were found in greater abundance at Anemone Garden, Segantang Bay and Taya Reef with 50.6%, 38.0% and 30.6% coverage respectively. Except for Banana Reef, the majority of the reef sites on Paya Islands that were rated as poor because most of the reef sites has higher percentage of dead corals, which the highest percentage recorded was 27.4%. Based on total number of coral genera in Paya Island, Banana Reef, Kaccia Island and Coral Garden show a higher number of coral genera with 27, 21 and 18 genera respectively.
As we can see, there are several ways that can be implemented to reduce and overcome these huge impacts of coral reef degradation towards the water composition, sea life and food web. Firstly, we can help to preserve and restore coral reef by using the electrical biorock. This electricity can then interact with the minerals in the seawater and causes the solid limestone to grow on the structure. Biorock is a piece of technology that has a low voltage direct current which is run through the steel. Since one of the impacts is 25% of marine life will lose their habitat, a good move can be made by conducting 3D mapping and bathymetry to monitor reef and to observe the natural and human-caused changes on the coral reefs. Cameras are used to take a multitude of underwater images and a special software is used to analyze those images. Lastly, to overcome sharp decline in fish population, the solution for these problems includes photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is used to research, advocate, monitor and restore coral reef. This technique uses a non-metric camera in 3D reconstruction of coral reef that will produce a photo maps up into 3D. Photogrammetry can be applied in the field to measure growth and contraction of corals.